Well, the businesses here on San Pedro Square are an example of what businesses should be doing. The bars and the restaurants here have been shut down, some of them for several days now. The county's shelter-in-place order is now about a week old, and the city and the police department say a lot of businesses are not complying. They have taken a light-handed and educational approach until now. San Jose police are quickly responding to violent crimes such as this assault case this afternoon, and now they promise to just as readily respond to violations of the shelter-in-place orders.
Those of you that know me, we're not going to stay educational for long if people aren't paying attention to this.
Police Chief Eddie Garcia read from a list of 56 non-essential businesses his officers found that have stayed open in violation of health department orders to shut down to slow the spread of coronavirus.
2 clothing stores, 9 hair salons, 6 barber shops, 8 smoke shops, 2 flower shops, 3 gyms, 1 sporting goods store, 1 video game store, 1 billiards hall, 1 gun store, 1 recycling center, 1 furniture store, 1 flea market, and 1 car wash.
Essential businesses that can stay open are places like grocery stores, laundromats, auto repair shops, and drive-through restaurants, but not vape shops like this one we found still open today. San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo urged neighbors to turn in violators to 311.
Yes, we're going to depend on the public, and no, it's not snitching. It's simply informing authorities to ensure that we can all be safe.
Some businesses are closed but appear to still be open because they left their open signs on, like this hair salon. Police say certain patrol cars on each shift are now designated as health order compliance cars. Their main job will be making contacts with businesses that should be shut down but aren't.
There's a lot of places that aren't operating under malicious intent. However, I mentioned a store right now, a billiards hall. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't know how a billiards hall thought that they could be open through this time, right? So as we go through this educational perspective, education is going to turn into enforcement very soon.
And the police department says it will be going around and reminding businesses. If the businesses then continue to stay open, that's when the sanctions will be kicking in. Sanctions such as, in fact, here comes a patrol car right now. This may be one of the cars that we're talking about, just driving around the city, making sure that the businesses are closed. Now, the sanctions that businesses could receive could be things like health department violations, which could be very difficult to clear up, as well as citations, and there could be other sanctions as well. Reporting live in San Jose, Len Ramirez, KPIX5.
All right, Len.
So, the Dragon of Revelations is now showing his teeth, definitely. Shalom. Giving all praises to the Most High through Hamashiach Yahushai. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, to the righteous 1/3. Just giving another message here for the people. And definitely Drago is on the rise, right? Draco is the lawgiver. Draco means lawgiver. Draco was a 7th century BC legislator in Athens in ancient Greece. And he replaced the prevailing system of oral law and blood feud by a written code to be enforced only by a court of law, right? According to dictionary.com, Draconian laws, traditional Athenian law code allegedly introduced by Draco in 621 BCE. Aristotle, the chief source for knowledge of Draco, claims that his were the first written Athenian laws and that Draco established a constitution enfranchising hoplites, the lower class soldiers. The Draconian laws were most noteworthy for their harshness. They were said to be written in blood rather than ink. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses, according to Encyclopedia Britannica. Right? That's where we get the word Draconian from. So what does the word Draco mean, or Draco, the etymology of Draconian? Draco is Latin for dragon, ultimately from the ancient Greek Dracon, meaning serpent. Draco is also the name of a constellation of stars and the first lawgiver in ancient Athens, which is where we get the word Draconian from, according to languagerealm.com. So Draconian laws are being implemented right now within Babylon, and it's right on time for prophecy. Right on time for prophecy. This is exactly what the Bible predicted would be happening in these last days. So it's no shock, it's no surprise that the dragon is showing its teeth, right? Let's go to the scriptures. 2nd Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So quarantine, travel bans, medical checkpoints, forced vaccination, prophecy again is walking right off the pages of the book. This is happening right now here in our time, right? So we're so close to the end. We're so close to this thing wrapping up. It's almost unbelievable that we're in these times right now, that we're actually seeing the times of ancient prophecy like unfold right before our eyes. This is 2nd Ezra 15, 17. It's happening right now, right in our faces, right? Right now, forced masks having to be worn in grocery stores, waiting in line, to heck with wanting to go into a city. You'll desire to go into a grocery store pretty soon, right? And be able to purchase food, right? Shelves are going to be cleaned off pretty soon. All this is happening according to prophecy, and is happening on the Most High schedule. Let's get another scripture here. Revelation 13, 11 through 15. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. Right? Remember, Draco or Draconian. Right? The etymology of Draconian is Draco, and Draco means dragon. Right? So he spake as a dragon, he implementing draconian laws, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, Draco is a part, that Athenian lawgiver is a part of that first beast, right? Because the Greeks were swallowed up by the Romans, right? And to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. That's Rome, the Roman Empire, right? They almost died out, but they didn't quite die out. They rose back up, right? During the Renaissance, after Jake went over to Europe and ruled for 1,000 years, and then the Most High started to put the smack down, put the check on us. Esau comes out of the Caucasus Mountains, right, and begins to beat us back and take dominion away from Jake over in Europe. That's him reviving that Roman Empire. Okay. And he doth great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Those nukes that he dropped, those nukes that Esau dropped over in Japan, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? So, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. Right? 2 horns, or 2 political party systems. Right? Democrats and Republicans. Speaking like a dragon, or implementing draconian code laws. Verse 12. He, America, exercises the authority of the first beast, the Roman Empire. Right? America causes all to worship Roman gods and holidays through its forced Western culture. right? Deadly wound. That deadly wound again is the Roman Empire falling but being revived through the Renaissance period, through NATO, North American Trade Organization, formation of the USA, basically via the Roman government structure. So Rome had a Senate. Rome had party systems. Rome had at one point Caesars that were coming for a time period, emperors that come in for a time period, and then leave after a certain amount of years, right? Just like how America has presidents set up. You can only serve as many as 8 years, and that's it, right? So this is the revived Roman Empire, right? So we're over here, and that dragon is rearing its head and implementing, and it's speaking right now these draconian laws, right? So we gotta be on point and understand the times that we're living in as believers, as those who have faith in Hamashiach, as those who are looking for that promise, looking to be delivered from this captivity. We have to understand the time of prophecy that we're in and act accordingly, right? So that we're counted worthy for salvation. Okay? Just gonna get a couple more scriptures. All right, let's go ahead to Daniel chapter 7, verse 23, and it reads, "Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces." Right? So that fourth beast kingdom is again Esau via the Roman Empire. Right? He has and is now trampling the whole world. Right? Firstly, he did it with the might of the Roman army. Now with the might of the U.S. Army and man-made biological warfare like COVID-19. Okay, this thing was made in a lab, man. Right? If you can't see that, then you're just blind. This disease, this quote-unquote disease, this pandemic, which is really a plandemic. It started off in Wuhan, China. Air quotes, started off in Wuhan, China, and it was the Chinaman's disease. Then it just started making its way westward into Europe, right? And it was the disease that the Italians and the rest of the Europeans were getting, right? Makes its way over here into the U.S., and now the sons and daughters of Jacob, right? You Jakes, you're the face of COVID-19 now, okay? Right? So go from those different demographics and winds up being your disease now, right? In the inner cities, like the inner cities of New York, right? Of Philly, of Detroit, right? Those are where the hotbeds are for those diseases, for that COVID-19, right? And you're the face of it now, okay? So at first you weren't. When the disease first came out, we was kicking back, making memes. Our melanin, is protecting us from coronavirus, so on and so forth. It was a big laugh. Now it's not, right? Because now Big Mama dying, Auntie dying, Pawpaw dying, Cuzzo dying, okay? Pastor dying, Bishop dying, Deacon dying. Right, the church is being ravaged by COVID-19 right now. I did a video, COVID-19 and the clergy, that talks about that, how especially the Pentecostal church is being hit with COVID-19 at a very high rate. Right, so this thing is no joke. That's how you know that it's the hand of the Most High. Yeah, Esau cooked it up in the lab for sure, right? But the Most High is allowing a disease to come over here and ravage you 2/3 Jakes, man. Okay? We approaching the midnight, man. We approaching the 12th hour. We're at 11:50 something. Okay? So there's a little bit of time to repent. If you're hearing this message and you still buck dancing in those churches, right? You still at the Jehovah Witness Kingdom halls, Okay, you still bowing your head down on the prayer rug with your imam at the mosque. Right, it's time for you to come out. It's time for you to shake those gods of wood and stone and come back to the true living power. Right, keep His law, statutes, and commandment, and have faith in Hamashiach as the Messiah. Okay. Let's go to 2 Maccabees. We'll go to 2 Maccabees. We were just talking about that disease being meant for Jake. We're going to look at 2 Maccabees 5:11 through 20. Let's take a look at what's happening here. 2 Maccabees 5:11 through 20. Now, when that was done came to the king's ear, he thought that Judea had revolted, whereupon removing out of Egypt in a furious mind, he took the city by force of arms. Okay, those armed forces are coming. And commanded his men of war not to spare such as they met, and to slay such as went up upon the houses. Thus there was killing of young and old, making away of men, women, and children, slaying of virgins and infants. And there were destroyed within the space of 3 whole days 80,000, whereof 40,000 were slain in the conflict, and no fewer sold than slain. You know what that means? Slavery, captivity. Them FEMA camps, them prisons. You're not going to be sitting up in a FEMA camp just chilling, man. They're going to have your ass working. You're going to be doing something. Okay? And slaying of virgins and infants, man. This devil don't care about your kids, man. You're dealing with the devil incarnate, personified on this earth. Verse 15. Yet was he not content with this. This devil is never satisfied with bloodshed. It's never enough. He's constantly thirsty for more and more blood. He's a damn vampire. But presumed to go into the most holy temple of all the world. Manolas, that traitor to the laws and to his own country, being his guide. There's going to be traitors amongst our people. There's going to be traitors amongst our people. There are traitors amongst our people. And I'll tell you what, Israel, that traitor, you're probably looking at him right now in your own household. Okay? That traitor is mama. That traitor is papa, daddy, bruh, sissy, right? Those are your traitors. Right? It's going to be your own family that's going to deliver you up. Okay? Your own family. You don't want to take that chip. You don't want to take that mark. Right? Not only can you not buy or sell, but hey, you don't want to take that vaccine either. You're a danger to the rest of society. Oh yeah, they're going to give you up, man. They're going to give you up. We got to stay safe. You got to go get that vaccine. You got to get chipped up. You refuse, they giving you up, man. It's going to be traitors amongst our own people that are going to be trading the laws, though the laws themselves and those that try their best to keep the laws. And to his own country, being his guide. Verse 16, and taking the holy vessels with polluted hands, and with profane hands, pulling down the things that were dedicated by other kings to the augmentation and glory and honor of the place, he gave them away. And so haughty was Antiochus in mind, that he considered not that the Lord was angry for a while with the sins of them that dwelt in the city, and therefore his eye was not upon the place. So this devil thinks that he's getting all this power and having his way due to his own might and his own wisdom. That's not the case. The Most High is angry with Jacob. That's the only reason they're allowed to put their hands on us. The only reason they're allowed to enact punishment in the manner that they do. That's it. But now if you slaying our infants and our virgins, right? And you slaying our women, you know, slaying our people, putting them to the sword, our feeble-minded, it doesn't matter. You're taking out our people. You got to answer for that. You got to answer for that, and you got to get double. Verse 18, for had they not been formerly wrapped in many sins, this man, as soon as he had come, had forthwith been scourged and put back from his presumption, as Helodotus was from Seleucus, the king sent to view the treasury. So if it had not been for the sins of our people, this devil Antiochus would have got his ass kicked, man. When Jake is in his right mind, when he's in one in lockstep with his power, with his Almighty, there's no army on the earth that can stop Jake. Nothing can stop Jake. Okay? Nevertheless, the Most High did not choose the people for the place's sake, but the place for the people's sake. And therefore, the place itself was partaker with them of the adversity that happened to the nation, did afterward communicate in the benefits sent from the Almighty, and as it was forsaken in the wrath of the Almighty, so again, the great power being reconciled, it was set up with all glory. So the Most High allowed this to happen. But we read all that to show that this devil's coming, man, to slay. The slaying of the saints is on his way, the Israelites, right? The saints in this time, right? The wicked 2/3, hey, you got to go, man. 2/3 of our people have to go. And we're seeing the beginning of that right now. COVID-19 is running rampant. It's not a hoax, man. Yeah, 5G is one thing, but this COVID-19 is another thing. And I know too many people personally that have passed away from it. It's real, man. It's not a hoax, right? Stop discounting the Most High. He's allowing this to happen. It's not a hoax. This is legit. Okay? He wants to see 2/3 of our people go. He's starting with pestilence, right? Next is going to be famine. Okay? There's just going to be all out civil war, bloodshed, bullets flying, the purge type of scene going on. This whole nation getting down, everybody getting busy, trying to protect themselves, trying to fight for scraps, run up into people's houses. That's happening right now already. Florida, Illinois, that's just the ones that they've broadcasted that we know about. People run up in people's houses right now during this whole COVID-19. Not even giving a damn. The Second Amendment is still alive in the United States. People got guns, but these cats are so brazen, they just kicking indoors any damn ways. So imagine when the food trucks stop coming in. The grocery shelves are empty. Okay? You can't go to Wally World or Walmart and get you powdered formula for your baby. People are going to be wilding the hell out. Straight up. We're going to get a couple more scriptures and we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go back to Daniel. Let's go to Daniel. Let's do 7 and verse 23. Daniel 7 and Salaki, y'all. Daniel 7 and Daniel 7 and 25. Daniel 7 and 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times. Right? So right now we see that happen, changing laws to draconian code laws. Okay? You can't go into the grocery store without a damn mask on your face, which is not even scientifically proven to prevent the disease. There's no science out there that supports that. Yet the store has the right to refuse you if you do not have that mask on. Okay? You can't go visit your own relatives. Okay? You own a property up north. You can't go up to your own property, your own cottage out in the woods and quarantine there in your cottage, on your land in the woods. If you're fortunate enough to have something like that, you can't even do that. You have to keep your ass at where you're at. Right? These are draconian laws. right? It's actually fascism. Fascism is basically, you think your ideas and thoughts are better than mine, so I have to listen to you and succumb and submit to your ideas and your thoughts. That's fascism in a nutshell. So you think the best way to keep me safe is for me to stay in my house and not fellowship with brothers and not get together, not get out there and teach, not pass out flyers and speak to the people, so on and so forth. You think that's the best way to keep me safe. So I have to submit to your ideas. That is fascism. It's tyranny. It's draconian. It's the law of the dragon. Okay. 2 more scriptures we're going to get over. Let me just get 1 or 2 more scriptures. Let's get Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, depending on what version you got. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach. Let's do 37. Ecclesiasticus 37 and 3. Let me just highlight for you here on the screen. Ecclesiasticus 37 and 3. O wicked imagination, whence camest thou in to cover the earth with deceit? Okay. So Esau imagines the most wicked things, right? He imagines world domination. That's what he wants. O wicked imagination, whence camest thou in to cover the earth with deceit? Yeah, you're deceiving the world right now. Okay? You got the world shook and got them thinking, there's a big bad boogie monster out there. And again, I know of people personally have passed away from the virus. So it's not a joke. It is real. Okay? But when you start adding up the numbers and doing the real numbers, you'll see that the death percentages are lower than even that of the flu. Right? Worldwide. Okay. So we're at about 57,000 deaths right now in the United States, in Babylon. Okay. And it's 300 million people in this country, roughly. So 300 million people got to stay in the house because we're at 55,000 people dying. And they're taking tests and testing people that have no symptoms, and they're coming back with the COVID-19. They're coming back positive. They're asymptomatic. I mean, it's just people are going to have it, and they're not going to feel any effects from it. Right? But we're still locked down. It's draconian laws. Okay? It's the overplay for the underplay. What's really happening out there? Well, this is where 5G comes in. Now, they're putting up the 5G towers left and right now. Okay? The UK, they don't caught on. In the UK, they over there burning them 5G towers down. Getting busy down there. All right, one last scripture. Let's go to Psalms 47. Psalms 47, and it's only 9 verses. We'll read the whole thing. Psalms 47. Oh, clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto the Most High with the voice of triumph. For the Almighty Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah. Power is gone up with a shout, the master with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to the Most High, sing praises unto our King, sing praises, for the Most High is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. The Almighty reigneth over the heaven, the Almighty sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the Most High of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong to the Most High. He is greatly exalted. Right? So yeah, the Most High, he is our shield. And he's going to subdue all the nations under our feet. Right? Under the feet of the children of Abraham. those that are righteously seeking him, right? So just want to give a little message to the people. Peace and blessings to Jacob. Peace and blessings to the righteous, hopeful 1/3 elect. And I'm out. Shalom.